What's up, YouTube? It's your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video. And today we're going to continue our series of the JBA update, where we give you updates and where are they nows on all of your favorite JBA players. Some also you may not remember quite that well, but we still want to give them all the praise and the glory all the same. Let's go. Alright, so in this video what we're going to do is start off by kind of giving y'all a recap or some updates that we've talked about in the past, or updates on information that we talked about in the past. The last time we did this, we talked about a lot of the JBA players who attended the Connected Sports Showcase out in Las Vegas. As we have talked about previously, though, Curtis Hollis is taking his talents over to Germany right now, and he is already over there, and we've seen him show up in some of the social media posts of the team that he's playing for, the Dragons of Roendorf. You know what I'm saying? So one of the things that we touched on when we talked about Curtis Hollis playing for the squad was that he is on basically a two-way contract over there, where he's playing with this Dragons of Roendorf team, who is like the developmental program for another top-tier German team over there. So he's in camp kind of with both of those teams, kind of playing a dual role, trying to make sure he can make this roster or make that roster and kind of develop on this team as well. But you see Curtis showing up over there.
What's up, guys? Curtis Hollis here, checking in.
His journey and his going through the airport and all of that stuff. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man, it had me teared up, man. I'm so proud of some of these guys, or all of these guys, I should say, when they are able to kind of get one step closer to their dreams and make that stuff happen. With the JBA, man, there was enough publicity to make anybody just feel like, you know what, man, I shot myself in the foot. Things didn't work out in the best way possible. Let me chill. And we've seen that a lot of these guys got some fight in them, man, and they chasing their dreams and they going after it one step at a time. Another one of those guys is one of the Houston Ballers as well. My man. The Dallas Heat is I think it's an ABA team. I should be able to tell y'all it is an A, but I'm not sure. But basically, they're a team that is in Dallas, and they're affiliated with the Texas Legends and some other different programs down there. And so it's basically a team that you can get on the court and develop your game a bit. So, and they actually extended their hand out to a few different JBA players. Curtis Hollis played with them. Neon Weg, Nate Morris, most of those Texas dudes at some point over the summer graced the Dallas Heat uniform. And Jordan Myers was one of those guys, and he will be signing a deal to play pro ball in Mexico, in Chihuahua, Mexico. And he'll be leaving October, sometime between August 10th and August 16th. Which will make even more sense why that's significant once we get later into this video and we kind of continue some of these updates. But once again, man, if you're not following Jordan Myers, man, and kind of watching his journey through his own eyes on social media, make sure you go ahead and do that right now. You know what I'm saying? The dude is a hooper, man. He a hooper. If you smooth game, man, smooth game. He's one of my favorite players within the JBA, and one of the guys who I felt like truly not only just had the body of somebody who could play pro, but like the game of it. I would say his game, he kind of got one of those what's the guy? Oh boy, DeMarcus DeRozan. That's the kind of game he remind me of. A super strong mid-range game. You get him inside the three-point line, he's not gonna miss a shot. Hella athletic and a great teammate. Jordan Myers there. Alright, so one of the other things that I wanted to touch on and give some shout outs to is another guy who played ball in the JBA initially. I should have pulled this up for y'all, but if you go back to my New York tryout, there's this one player at the end where he like, yo, I'm a pro player, man, I'm so pumped and hella excited about it. His name was Quan Van Putten. And Quan became, I would say, a bit infamous in the JBA landscape because he was one of those guys who at the beginning of the season ended up getting cut from a team early on, like before the first game, right after signing day and all of that stuff. And he was a guy who took straight to his social media and started to post about this. He took it down and all of that stuff, but he's one of the dudes when I talked about who could have been like, you know what, man, this is it, bump it, it's over. But Quan kept at it. He been grinding. If you follow him on his social medias, man, you'll kind of watch and see his story and how he's been going. But he is back on the basketball team. He just announced that he'll be playing for ASA College in Brooklyn. It's a JUCO, but he is back on the court and extended his basketball career. He's been playing basketball, man, and it looked like if you follow his social, in every league that will have him, man, and has not stopped hooping since he left the JBA and has been chasing that dream, man. Lefty smooth, man. Make sure y'all go show some love to Quan Van Putten, who will be playing at ASA College out in Brooklyn. If you're in the area, man, pull up to a game, show him some love. Left-handed dude. Game is intact, man. Shout out to big Quan Van Putten. I've been talking to Quan, and hopefully he might come on here and do a little interview and just kind of talk about his journey post JBA, and I feel like that would be super dope. And I'm telling you, man, his situation was so unique because he was one of those players, like I said, who ended up getting cut right before even the first game, like right through camp. And I think that it caught a lot of people off guard because I would say, especially me, I was expecting this JBA first season to kind of be more like one of those reality game shows where, you know, you go through the tryout, you make the team, and then basically you and that team just are set to grind it out throughout the season no matter what. Like, you sign the contract and you're on that team. But what we came to find out early, it was wasn't no games. This was not that kind of deal where it was like, you're here and you've arrived and all you got to do is kind of ride this wave. No, they started cutting players right away. I didn't even realize that they were going to do that until I believe that I seen the video that he had posted saying that, I just got sent home. And then there was another guy who was like, yo, what's going on with you, man? And he was like, I'm going home. And I was like, what you mean? Like, you going around the corner? So I say all that to say, man, his situation was definitely a rude awakening for a lot of folks a lot of players within in the JBA, but then also a lot of the folks who are working there that, this shit is definitely real. And that's also one of the reasons that always throws me off when people like kind of talk about the revamping of the LA Ballers being a sign that like the league is fixed, because they don't realize that every other team inside the JBA had traded players and got new players or what they determined to be maybe better players throughout the entire season all the way, and the only two teams who hadn't changed players significantly all the way through at least the halfway point of the season was the Atlanta Ballers, who were undefeated at that time, and the LA Ballers. Then the LA Ballers basically went and revamped the whole squad. Atlanta kept their same squad. I believe that they only added Demba Timbo to the squad after he left Los Angeles, but that was the only addition that they made. And then a few teams after revamping, Seattle Ballers, Dallas Ballers, and all those went on winning streaks and then kind of played deep into the JBA playoff season 1. But that's past stuff. We're updating, so let's continue to go. Now I want to give a big shout out to NBA player Kevon. Team Lavar ball, and this will be taking place this Saturday, August 10th. This just came out, man. They really made it official only 3 days ago, which is crazy because I think that I heard about this was in the works maybe a month or so ago. So they just started promoting this now. $10 to get in the event. I want to say it's $100 to sit courtside. But if you need more information, you can go to tributesports.com/events and check out some more information here, tickets, details on the rosters and stuff like that. We'll take a look at that right now. Here's the background on the event. I'll let y'all go ahead and read that. We want to get to the meat. Who from the JBA is playing though? So here it is. Team Lavar Ball, JBA All-Stars will be Tab, Trayvon, Abdullah Booker, the team late, and his addition really helped springboard them on like a 15-16 game win streak, just because he brought that amount of energy and like is one of those guys who was on the team and he's going to affect the locker room in a positive way. Also, last but not least, 60% from behind the arc during the JBA season, and you got to understand that in most of the arenas that they played in, they were playing on NBA with NBA three-point lines. So should say a lot about his sharp shooting ability and range. So and especially, and this is what makes me excited to watch guys like Brandon Willis and Nigel Chaney get this shot to play on this team, because I can imagine that they're going to be playing in that Lavar ball, fast pace. We're going to push it and we're going to score many points as we can style offense. And those guys are going to run the wings and catch passes and knock down threes. We've seen games where Nigel Chaney was knocking down like 8 or 9 threes a game from NBA three-point land. We've seen games where Brandon Willis was doing the same thing. Brandon Willis joined the league probably with maybe 4 games left and ended up knocking down more three-point shots than everybody except for Nigel Chaney, and shooting 60% while doing it. So it shows you what type of elite shooting he has. But then also you got guys like Dion Lau who can get hot. We've seen drop 45 in that All-Star game, looking just out of his mind. And so he loved the Midwest. So he not necessarily in Chicago where he has some of his best games, but right down the street in Milwaukee. So I expect him to do his thing. Tab, Trey Abdullah-Booker, big guy, going to get boards, going to be a presence down in the paint, and can also get a bucket if needed as well. LeVar Ball will be the head coach, and my guy, Big C.O.B. Charles O'Bannon, will be the assistant coach there. And I'm going to say this, man. I'm trying to set it up. It's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Wisconsin Lutheran College. 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Your boy AB the Hero. There's a possibility that I might be in the building to show up and show out and whatever, and just kind of show some love to these guys, man. And but shoot, I'll tell y'all, man, it's about 5 hours from where I'm at, and I feel like the 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. that's one of those things where if I go, I gotta spend the night. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to be there or not. But I will let y'all know if I'm going to be in the building. If y'all going to be in the building or you live close to there, hit me up on Instagram or hit me up on here in the comment section and let me know you're going to be there. And then if, you know what I'm saying, enough of y'all going to show up, then it might make it worth my while to go ahead and pull up as well. But we'll see, man. I just got to figure out if I want to basically drive up Friday night, spend the night, be there all day Saturday, spend the night, then drive home Sunday. And I don't know yet, but that'll be dope. If you in the area, man, I suggest that you at least show up. And then also, just another thing, man, go ahead and make sure you all, if you're subscribing, something else out here for y'all, because I forgot to add this to my list of guys who I was going to update y'all on who are doing things here. So stick with me. Let me pull up. Bam. Montrell Dixon. He's also somebody we talked about in that last video, but it was just announced as well that he will be playing ball in Armenia as well, on the same team with Dion Lau. So those are 2 Chicago Baller teammates who are linking back up in Armenia with each other. So shout out to Montrell Dixon for being last, but trust me, man, not least for sure. And show him some love, man. He been all over the world right now playing basketball professionally. And he's a guy who's chasing that bag, man, getting to it, and has not given up yet. Right now, you see him, he's playing on tour. Let's see. Right now, he's playing on tour for a U.S. tour in China at the moment. Baseline, left hand. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You see him right here. Hops out of this building, man. Hey, so much love to Montrell Dixon. Make sure y'all also, while y'all here, man, go check your boy out on Instagram as well. My birthday, man, was just this weekend, August 1st, man. So show me some love. You know what I'm saying? Also, you know what I'm saying, if you feel bad because you missed it then and you want to make up for it, man, make sure you hit the Cash App, $ ABD Hero. You know what I'm saying? All things are appreciated. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. But there we go, man. That is this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man, and showing love to the channel. If y'all still here at this point, man, make sure y'all hit the like button, man. Can we get 100 likes on this video? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get on my YouTuber grind and say that, yo, let's get 100 likes on this video. It's your main man, ABD Hero. I am out.